Hey guys, thanks for checking out another week's Good Advice. Talking today about the news story that broke last night of Activision Blizzard firing their lead developer for one of their games. Now, Activision Blizzard is the same company that develops games like Candy Crush, Call of Duty, and the popular World of Warcraft. Their lead developer for classic World of Warcraft was fired after refusing to reduce the evaluation of one of his employees. Now, what's going on here? Apparently, Activision Blizzard uses something called a stacking system for their employees, or also known as a ranking system. Now, if you work in corporate America, you've probably run into something like this, where essentially all employees are ranked against one another. The employees at the top receive the highest scores, and they typically are best set up for future career promotions, and most importantly, typically take the largest share of profit versus those at the bottom that unfortunately often end up on things like improvement plans, are sometimes even let go, but especially do not get the same financial rewards as the people at the top. Now, you may be thinking, well, this sounds great on paper. The problem with this, though, is when you have a team where it's not quite that simple. Imagine, for example, that you're on a sales team where you have 10 salespeople that all make the business $1 million, but one employee makes $999,000. This person in a ranking system would be ranked lower than their peers, despite the fact that their contribution is significant and barely any different than anyone else. What often also happens in a ranking system is that there is a purposeful bell curve where you have a small amount at the top, a small amount at the bottom, and a large amount in the middle. What specifically happened with this team is that the lead developer, Brian Birmingham, was told that in order to meet quotas, he had to reduce one employee's ranking from average to, or I think it was successful, to still developing. And what this would in turn do, it would eliminate this employee's entitlement to the profit sharing of their latest game that they had just launched. This was, of course, after months of this particular employee working to develop said game. Now, there's a lot more to be said about this. There's a lot more nuance to this. In general, ranking systems encourage not collaboration, but backstabbing. Because why would I help you if that's going to make you look better than me at the end of the day? It creates competition and creates strife within a team. And unfortunately, it also implies that you suck at hiring. Because if you have people who are bad, who are at the bottom of the ladder, why did you hire them? I prefer to believe that you're hiring great people and that you trust them accordingly. And if you aren't hiring great people, it probably says more about you than anyone else. At the end of the day, you don't need some complicated, fancy ranking system for your employees. You just need to treat them like they are, which is another human being. Give them direct feedback, be candid with them, and help them get where they need to go. We have more on today's podcast, actually quite a bit longer of a discussion on this. You can check it out on Spotify. It'll be up a little bit later today. Thanks for listening, and that's today's Good Advice. We'll catch you later.